The One-Year Bible Storybook by Virginia J. Muir. Today's story is about the golden calf idol, and Moses destroys it. Our story comes from Exodus chapter 31 and 32. Moses was still up on Mount Sinai all this time that God was telling him about the tabernacle and the priest. Finally, God gave Moses the tablets of stone on which God himself had written the 10 Commandments. The people had been waiting down at the foot of the mountain for more than a month. They were becoming very impatient and beginning to wonder if Moses was ever coming back. Some of them went to Aaron and said, "Something must have happened to Moses. Now, we don't have anyone to tell us what God says. Please make us a new God to take care of us and lead us on our journey." Already, they seemed to forget that they had recently promised to obey the commandments against worshiping any false god or idol. Aaron was disobedient too. He agreed to do this terrible thing they asked. He said, "Give me your gold jewelry." They did, and he melted it down, and he formed it into the shape of a calf. The people worshipped the calf idol. Then they had a feast, and they got drunk. They committed sexual sins, breaking another of God's commandments that they had promised to obey, the one about adultery. Of course, God was able to see everything they were doing. He spoke to Moses about it and said, "Hurry down the mountain and see what your people are doing. They are worshiping an idol and breaking many of my laws. I feel like destroying all of them because of their sin." When God threatened to destroy his people, Moses answered, "Oh no, Lord, please don't do that. If you do, the Egyptians will hear about it, and they'll say you just tricked the Israelites into leaving Egypt, just so you could wipe them out. Remember the promise you made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that you would make them a great nation and give them the land of Canaan for their own. Please forgive the people and bless them as you promised." God listened to Moses and changed his mind about destroying his chosen people. Moses went on down the mountain, carrying the stone tablets on which the 10 Commandments were written. As he got close to the camp, he heard the sound of the wild party the people were having. When he saw what they were doing, he was terribly angry with them. He threw the stone tablets down on the ground so hard they broke. Then he melted the gold calf idol. When the gold had hardened, he ground it into powder, and he put the powder into the water and made the people drink it. Moses was angry with Aaron too, because he had made the idol for the people. Aaron tried to make excuses. He said, "The people insisted I give them a new god. I put the gold in the fire, and the idol just happened to come out." Of course, that wasn't true. God punished the people for their sin of disobedience, and many of them died. Be sure and see what happens tomorrow.